with efforts of the Ondo State government in fulfilling its mandates to the people. Today on Sunshine Diary, I bring to you a recap of the unveiling of the non-state actors of the Impact Malaria Project, plus the significant milestone achieved by the Ondo State Security Network, Amotekun, in combating insecurity in the state. My name is Folashade Ogidon, saying stay glued to the dial. I'll be right back. Malaria is an infectious disease that accounts for 60% of hospital attendance in Nigeria. And here in Ondo State, efforts at combating malaria has led to the unveiling of non-state actors of the Impact Malaria Project. Here is this detail.
The project coordinator of the Impact Malaria Project, Dr. Waheed Afolayan, analyzed the various efforts put in place to arrive at the non-state actors, as he assured that they are not only capable but also committed.
The procurement process of selection of NSA that we were to engage, and of course the Ondo State Impact through the PIE procurement office submitted procurement plan on STEP platform. There is a platform designed by World Bank in tandem with the project, systemic tracking exchange on procurement. So it is the platform where every procurement engagement has to follow suit in line with the project. Using quality and cost-based method to assess the quality of the NSAs that actually express interest and the cost, how cost effective are they. And the project requested on step for approval of terms of reference, that is requested for consideration on 2nd of May in the deadline for submission.
The governor, Ayedatiwa, who spoke through his special advisor on health, Professor Simidele Odimayo, charged stakeholders to live up to the expectations of both government and the people. He expressed the present administration's commitment to changing the narratives of fighting malaria and other diseases that are rampant in Nigeria.
Malaria globally, we have over 263 million cases and over 597,000 deaths that are occurring annually. And the problem that is there, that is daunting, that is really insulting us, is that 94% of all the cases of malaria globally is happening in WHO African regions. It is insulting. It is a terrible thing that we can have this type of thing happening globally. Just the region African region were carrying the whole 94% burdens of the entire global malaria cases. It's terrible. And to make the matter worse, even in our country, Nigeria is hosting 27% of the entire global burden. It's terrible. It's terrible. But I say that we're looking at all these things. 4 countries globally: Nigeria, the Republic of Congo, Tanzania, the Nigerian Republic, and Tanzania. They are carrying over 50%, but Nigeria is carrying 27% of the entire global burden. So you see that it is a serious thing, and we can't allow it to continue to happen. That's why I want to seriously charge the non-state actor that is commissioned to join us as we work to really approach and bring up favorable indices for our country and our state, that we must do our best. Mr. Governor is expecting that at the end of this exercise, the statistics should change. And not just changing on paper, it was changed to the most remote part of our state.
Odimayo said the Aiyedatiwa-led administration had prioritized the health sector, particularly through the revitalization of primary healthcare centers across all 203 wards in the state.
Project that Mr. Governor has launched, and through our interaction with World Bank, we have been able to launch that. And in that system alone, there is an ongoing massive revitalization of primary health facilities across all local governments in Ondo State. We have shown commitments by virtue of the instruction of Mr. Governor to ensure that this work is ongoing and is active. In the last week, in the last few days, we have been to different centers, different locations of these primary healthcare facilities, and to be sure that the work is ongoing. Our 250 bedded hospital is completed and we are already working. Last 2 weeks, they started working in the one in Ondo, that 250 bedded hospital. I think we should just clap our government for that. And the government has also ensured that our hospital is able to have better equipment, renovation that is needed, activities that is needed to ensure that these hospitals are functioning well. I want to let it be clear to us that within the next 2 weeks, our CT scan in Latin, that is University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital, will become functional for the university. This is fantastic. This is a demonstration of Mr. Governor's commitment to the health and the well-being of the people of Ondo State.
The special advisor also advised qualified doctors and nurses to apply for positions in health facilities across the state, assuring them of attractive welfare packages for them. He noted that the government had ensured parity in salaries for state-employed health workers and their federal counterparts.
We want to appreciate Mr. Governor, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, for the human job that he's doing in Ondo State in its entirety, and most especially in the health sector. All that he's doing is a reflection of his commitment to the good and well-being of the entire people of Ondo State. We know that in the last few months that Mr. Governor has been in the saddle, we have had employment of more and more doctors and nurses and other healthcare workers in the state, which has ensured that there is enhanced stability in the health sector. We want to appreciate Mr. Governor, Dr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, for that. We appreciate him for the enhancement of salary of workers that has made the salaries of our staff to be at par with that of the federal government, and most impressively, even concerning the payment of all unpaid salaries. We know that the hazard allowance has been enhanced for the health workers in the state to be sure that it can be at par, or what we say exactly what is being paid by the federal government. And we know that there is still ongoing recruitment of health workers in the state. The recruitment of health workers is not just about the health workers, it's about the people of the state. Because providing health workers to be available is about making sure that the health of the citizens of Ondo State is enhanced. So we are really very grateful unto Mr. Governor for that ongoing recruitment exercise that is being executed. We want to also appreciate the IHVN, who is one of our non-state actors, who have also followed in that line, recruiting both regular staff and training of our staff, and also bringing in some staff that can be able to work for some time with us, all towards enhancing the health of the entire citizen of Ondo State. We thank God because through the ingenuity of Mr. Governor, there has been successful restructuring of the state tertiary health institution. is being a smooth process. Sincerely, you will agree with me that the governor has been very systematic and scientific about carrying out the restructuring. Otherwise, it will have resulted in chaos across the state. We really want to thank Mr. Governor for the way he has done it, not making it a prompt or an emergency issue, but making it to systematically go on to this point where we are virtually having the completion of the restructuring. And beautifully enough, the restructuring of the teaching hospital has better today now a federal teaching hospital in the state. That is a fantastic one. By virtue of that activity, Mr. Governor has been able to, through the thing of wisdom, of luck, and of methodology, been able to make us have 3 different teaching hospitals in the state as of today. Because we have a teaching hospital in Owo, that's the federal teaching hospital. We have now in Akure federal teaching hospital, that is for Futa, and we have our own teaching hospital, that is University of Medical Sciences teaching hospital in Ondo. And beautifully enough, as you all know very well, that our 250-bedded hospital is completed and they are already working. Last 2 weeks, they started working in the one in Ondo, that 250-bedded hospital. I think we should just clap our government for that.
The governor is actually not resting on his oars as recruitment of more health workers is in progress, just as training and retraining is also made a priority. The 250-bedded hospital in Akure has been completed, while that of Ondo is being worked upon, assuring that the CT scan at Laje in Ondo will be ready for use before the end of May this year. Odimayo, who appreciated the initiative of Governor Aiyedatiwa to inaugurate the informal sector of the health insurance scheme, said,
"We also know that the health insurance system in Ondo State has become enhanced. Last year, Mr. Governor has been able to inaugurate the informal sector of the health insurance system. That is the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission. He has already inaugurated the health insurance system, which now incorporates the informal sector. We have over 250,000 people that are benefiting from our health insurance system in Ondo State. Among these, we have vulnerables, over 8,754 elderly people will walk into our various health facilities to take treatment without needing to go with any money. We have over 712 widows. We have over 2,479 disabled people that are able to go there to this hospital without having to go with any money. 340 sickle cell warriors, people who have had to go into terrible challenges of sickle cell crisis, they now can approach our health system to take treatment without having to go with money. That is a lot. And over 1,500 orphans and 330 inmates that are all over the place that are being treated by Ondo State government via the Contributory Health Commission system without having to go there with any money. So we really want to appreciate Mr. Governor for the great work that he is doing. And just this last month, we inaugurated the first ever essential medicine list in the state.
With that, you can see that the state means a serious business when it says that the health of the people will be taken more seriously, and diseases and sicknesses will be stamped out of the state under the RE's mandate. In a major victory against rising insecurity in the state, the Ondo State Security Network Amotekun has showcased 5 rescued victims of kidnap freed without any ransom or loss of life. The parade, which the command described as harvest of victims, marked a significant milestone in the Aiyedatiwa-led administration's crackdown on kidnapping and other vices.
Addressing journalists, Amotekun Commander Adetunji Adeleye highlighted the agency's recent successes, describing the rescue operation as a result of rapid response, inter-agency collaboration, and credible intelligence. Among those rescued were a couple, Stanley Adeyeye and Sidikat Olatunji, and another individual, Maruf Olatunji, abducted at Iro-Oye along the Lagos-Ore road on May 10. Within minutes of the incident, Adele noted Amotekun operatives were deployed and successfully tracked the kidnappers into the forest. 4 armed men were said to have led the victims into the bush, but they were overpowered. Similarly, Ima Adiladun, who was kidnapped on May 6 along the Ikare-Owo road, was rescued despite sustaining machete wounds from his captors.
I sat in front of my house outside the gate, so I was there around something 7:30
in the evening.
In the evening time. So, and I did not even know that they are around the environment.
Monday till Friday, I didn't eat anything, I didn't drink anything. I was tired. And they caught me with a lot of cutlass at the back.
According to Adeleye, the kidnappers initially demanded 100 million naira for the Olatunjis and 50 million naira for Adelodun. In both cases, Amotekun operatives employed tactical strategies for launching rescue operation.
The parade we have today is a bit different from what we used to have. Today, it is the harvest of victims of kidnap without 1 kobo ransom paid. In the first instance, the government of Ondo State is doing everything to ensure that the safety of lives and property in the state is guaranteed. Therefore, all security agencies, especially their own, which is the Amotekun Corps, have been mandated to enter the forests in the last few months. The result across the 18 local governments is what we are showcasing today. We have one Stanley Ayo Adeyeye, Olatunji Sidikat, a couple, and Olatunji Maruf that were kidnapped at Nirowe along Lagos-Ore road on the 10th of May. The good thing about it is, within few minutes of this occurrence, they contacted our distress call line and mobilized men to enter the forests. They were kidnapped by 4 armed men and led into the bush. But I want to tell you today that by the grace of God, Amotekun Corps has been able to recover the 4 of them present here today without payment of 1 kobo and no loss of lives. In the same vein, one Ima Adeladu that was kidnapped along Ikare-Owo road on the 5th of May was also released without payment of a kobo ransom, despite the fact that the attackers inflicted several machete cuts and wounds on him. We acted on credible intelligence and were able to release this victim unarmed. He has been receiving medical attention from our medical facility. What are we asking for? Credible information from the public. We want to assure you that all these information will be treated in very strict confidence, to such an extent that these lucky 5 people will translate into ensuring that the perpetrators of this evil act will understand the body language of the government of Ondo State, which is zero tolerance to crime, zero tolerance to kidnapping, zero tolerance to armed robbery.
In response to growing concerns about increased incidents along previously loss-affected roads, Adeleye confirmed that Amotekun has intensified patrols in the border regions of Ondo, Ogun and Osun State.
If you watch, the moment you cross the bridge to Ogun State, less than 500 meters to the left, you will see Ogun State Amotekun vehicle parked. The moment you cross from Ogun State, less than 500 meters, you will see Ondo Amotekun vehicle parked. This is as a result of the increase in criminal activities. This is as a result of the increase in criminal activities in these areas. We observe the increase and we have met, and the border patrols between Ogun State and Ondo State Security Network Agency, that is Amotekun Ogun, Amotekun Ondo, is yielding tremendous results. I want to tell you this, that within the past 1 month, we have been able to intervene in both kidnapping and robbery instances that we have foiled on not less than 12 cases. Ditto for Osun and Ondo on the Owena Akure route.
On the persistent issue of herders violating the anti-open grazing law, Adeleye reaffirmed the agency's commitment to enforcement.
I want to remind you of the rudiments of the anti-open grazing law. 1, there is no night grazing, there is no underage grazing, there is no metropolitan grazing, there is no highway grazing. So any one of them that falls short of any of these are being prosecuted. That's why we need credible intelligence from members of the public to get in touch with us on time. We cannot be everywhere, every time. But once we know, like Iluabu that you are talking about, we operated around Iluabu to Ilado 5 days ago for 3 days consecutively. And all those that were destroying crops, all the cows moving towards the airport from Iluabu and the Lado axis of the GRA were apprehended, and as we thought, 2 of them are being prosecuted.
He revealed that just 5 days earlier, Amotekun conducted a 3-day operation from Iluabo to Ilado, apprehending several herders and impounding cattle that had destroyed crops and violated the grazing law. Commander Adeleye concluded with an appeal for community cooperation, saying,